Hello, Mandy, and good afternoon. And first of all, thank you very much for taking part in this interview with us. And I will start straightforward to ask you the first question. And did you had any knowledge or experience of co-design in the past?
No, none at all.
Okay. And how did you manage that it would go before we started?
I was a bit unsure with the process until it wasn't really explained properly by my manager prior to starting the process.
Okay, but you could imagine somehow what it could be, or you didn't have any clue?
Yeah, I think my understanding it in the beginning was it was to make things better for people that work in care that are 50 years plus. So that was my understanding it. What could be done to make changes in care homes to make things easier for like more mature people.
Okay, all right. And tell me, how would you describe your co-design experience?
Yeah, we've really enjoyed it. The team we often talk about it, every session we have and how much we've enjoyed it, and working as a group has been good.
Okay, right. And have you noted any relevant change in your personal and professional life after you have had this co-design experience?
I think there's a bit more understanding of people and their roles. Everybody's got a part to play. Everybody's got different feeds into different things. I think it made the staff more acceptable of what my role is, but also see that it's not just teams, it's everybody. Everybody's got to play a part to make things work.
Okay. And can you link back this change to any of the activities we have done there in particular?
I think the first activity we done when we were writing, it was good because we had domestics, we had carers, we had seniors, we had managers. So it was for all different areas in the home. It wasn't just all care staff. So it was everybody's opinion and everybody appreciating what part they play.
Okay, all right. And do you think that that somehow has contributed to the teamwork spirit?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right. And all right, and tell me, in what ways did you or your team find the activities helpful?
Just realizing that everybody's got a part to play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm maybe the manager, but everybody has to have an opinion. Everybody has, their voice should be heard.
Okay.
From the domestics to the cooks to the, because it's about running the care home.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't do that laundry or wash these sheets and we can't make the beds, and if you didn't give me the staff, we'll not be able to meet the needs of the residents. And it was good for everybody to look at each other's roles
Okay.
and the part they play.
All right. Okay. So how would you describe your co-design experience? Was it easy, accessible, provocative, or difficult?
No, I would say it was fairly easy, yeah.
Okay.
Made you think.
Okay. And why was it easy for you?
I think it was showing the appreciation to each other, and listening to each other.
So you think that these co-design sessions at Chambers Court, besides giving a team opportunity to bring different voices at the same time and to make some clear some issues clear as a team, it also enables them to appreciate the work that each other does in the care home.
Yeah. And being listened to, everybody's voice was being heard.
Okay. And
It wasn't just, well,
Yeah.
You know, at the sessions, it wasn't just, I'm the manager, so, you know, I have the final decision. Everybody was being heard and take on board what their opinion was.
Okay. And how important do you think that this opportunity to be listened to is? How important it is?
Well, it's very important. You know, it's very important not to just think, I often hear, I'm just a carer or I'm just a cleaner. Like, you know, you're part of a team. And if that part's taken away, then it's not going to work as well.
Okay. All right.
So,
tell me, did the activities in general or any particular activity helped you to develop a new idea around your work?
yeah, I'm trying to think. I think the communication was key. You know, communicating with each other and how you can feedback information. You know, like we looked at the assessment care passports in my assessment unit and how some staff felt it quite difficult to work with them and the changing needs of the residents. You know, and we've looked at that and agreed, you know, there is work needs done with that to make it easier and accessible for the staff. Key worker duties seems to be a bit of a chore because there's so many different records that need completed, where we need to, you know, streamline that a bit and say, you know, it's one record, but we're getting all the information. It's like right now they're working with 4 different records to complete. It puts staff off because it's time consuming.
Yeah.
You know, so it tends to get missed. Whereas if it was just one record to fill in, staff would be more willing to do it regularly.
Okay. Tell me, how would you see this being improved going forward?
I think we need to look at definitely the tools that we're using. Dependency tools, records to communicate with others. I mean, a care plan is very, very lengthy. And if you don't streamline that, some people will just, it's too much to read. You know, you need to have it clear and quite, this is what I need.
Okay.
So you're not having to read like 6 pages to say, I'm mobilised with a Zimmer frame. You know, and it's just, the records could be a bit more streamlined, or you're talking about your work. In this care home, we work from 2 different care plans. So there's the main care plan that's got everything in it, but there's also like a daily support plan. So the carers tend to go to the daily support and then they miss where the bulk of the information is, which is in the main care plan. So I think care planning and recording is a big issue in care homes.
Okay. All right. So that links straight, as you emphasized, to communication process. And you think that if the communication process has been improved, not only from the process, but also from the infrastructure that support the communication, that would change some of the dynamics within Chambers Court?
Yeah. We just had like staff meetings the other day, and they were talking about in the assessment unit, especially, people change quite often, and staff rotate. So they're not always in that unit, they're not set in that unit, so they might have not been in there for 2 weeks and they go back and there's 3 new residents. And then that means they're going back to reading a full care plan again, whereas what we've done is we put a 1 page saying this is my mobility brief, but to the point, this is what I need.
Okay.
You know, so it's easier and accessible, and the staff, it's no time consuming.
Okay. So simplification and making this accessible would be a key improvement in the process within the Chambers Court.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to something else. I would like to ask you what change, if any, will be considered or implemented in your care home because of taking part in this project so far?
I think we discussed as a team, along with Sarah, we looked at the assessment care passports, that we really do think these need to be developed.
Okay.
Because the person initially, the plan when we set up assessment beds was there was an assessment care passport, and the person was only meant to be with us for 6 weeks. And then they either move on to another care home, or they go on a waiting list with us, or they go to a residential care. But the assessment care passport needs developed so that after the 6 weeks, you then put more information in. Because we've had somebody in our assessment bed, he's been there for a year, and he still doesn't have a full care plan because he's in an assessment bed, but just never moved on because they haven't got the care at home package.
Okay. And do you think this is something that you would have agency allowance yourself to improve locally, or it would need to be something that would need to be authorized from higher levels?
Yeah, I think initially it was our business development manager that put it in place, the assessment care passport. And we have at recent inspections, care inspections, been, we have spoke about the need to be developed. So if the person stays for 6 weeks, what's your next plan? What do you do for, and then if they stay for 6 months, because I have, as I say, he's been here a year, but we're still working with an assessment care passport. So we need to make the decision after these 6 weeks, what's the next step?
Okay. Okay.
And then if they stay after the 6 weeks to 3 months, what's the next step? You need to continually be developing.
Okay. And that is something that you will have the capability of making that change locally.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay, let me change a little bit. We're still in the same topic, but changing a little bit. What are the gains, advantage of using this co-design approach to address some of the challenges you might have in your workplace?
I think it makes the staff work better. They appreciate each other. Happy staff makes happy residents. And they do, I find that they have a new appreciation of what the role is.
Okay.
And what part they play.
Okay. All right.
And we all appreciate each part that we play.
Okay. And did any of the activities give you both the confidence and ability to adopt co-design approach for future challenges?
Not really sure, yes.
Or you think you would need more training, mentoring?
Yeah, I think more training, mentoring, yeah, definitely.
All right. And in which aspects of the co-design process you would like to have a little bit more of training or mentoring?
I think it's, where we were doing the sessions, we're trying to think of the sessions, the ones where you would like like sort of what was negative, what was positive. We need to definitely need more mentoring and more training and how to improve.
All right. And I don't know how much you still remember of all of the sessions, because actually in
I'm trying to think, I forgot half of them, I think.
Yeah, I know it was some time ago, and actually in Chambers Court, it was one of the care homes where I had the opportunity to go further, and we end up having 7 sessions. But if your memory could help you, do you remember any particular method on which you would like to have a little bit more of train to build up confidence, and so you can be the one delivering at the...
I'm trying to remember what we've done in each session. I know the building the care home, the staff they like that.
Okay. Yeah. That was a little bit of the futuring we did when we built the care home of the future. And also he had this approach of the 6 thinking ads. Each had one color. Each person had one role, and you think that one was kind of beneficial and something that you would like to run in the future?
Yeah, I thought it was beneficial because it made everybody think, you know, what part do they play?
Okay.
Where about in the you know, everybody had a different part, but agreed where each person should be involved in.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, clearly. And one last question. What did you like or dislike about the activities we did, and why?
I like the feeling of everybody being appreciated and listened to. I like that. You know, like I say, I'm not just a carer, I'm not just a cleaner. We just seen each other as like work colleagues. But I appreciate that we've all got a part to play. Definitely, I like that. I like that we agreed. We discussed and agreed.
Okay.
It wasn't just, you know, like I say, I'm making the final decision. We looked at the pros and the cons. I can't think of any negative parts of the sessions.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Let me ask you, if we were to push these activities to a different stage, would you be interested to continue the co-design journey together?
Yeah, we would.
Okay.
And I think I could speak for the team there.
Okay. And what sort of role can you imagine yourself playing in this future journey?
I think definitely in Chambers Court, morale and seeing each other and, you know, appreciating each other. And also developing like care plans, make it easier, not easier for the staff, but
okay.
So everything doesn't seem like so onerous. You know, streamline things so that, you know, I have the evidence, I've done that, but I didn't have to fill in like 5 pieces of paperwork to have that evidence, because that's so time consuming and it's time taken away from the residents. Oh.
Okay. And do you think you would need any specific training? What would you need to play this role?
What I have heard recently this week a lot is computer time. Like time where like they're all trying to steal each other's computers I need to do this, and I need to do that. I mean, in this building alone, there's 4 computers, but we still struggle with that.
Okay.
You know, and even if it was care plans were on, digital, you know, if they were online and you just clicked that button or input a number in it, I think what Abbotsford is trying to do is an SMS, like online thing. So if you put somebody's weight in, it'll work out the BMI and everything for you. Whereas right now the staff are handwriting this and going for one chart to figure it out and fill it in another piece of paperwork. And I think care planning needs to be made easier.
Okay. So side by side with changing the care plans and making them more easy to be executed, also you need more resources such as computers in order for all care workers to have these available when you need.
I mean, I could have in a day where I've got an admin, myself, my lead nurse, my RN, my activities coordinator, a CP and seniors all trying to fight for the amount of computers that are here.
All right. Okay. So tell me, to finish with, is there anything I have not asked you that you would like to comment on after your co-design experience?
No, I think we all enjoyed it. You know, we would like to progress and do other things, but no, it was good. I think we were all a bit like, oh, in the beginning, what have we just signed up for here? You know, and I don't think it was explained very well in the beginning, you know, what the purpose it was. So everybody, they were looking for me for the answers, and I was like, well, I'm not 100% sure myself. You know, and I think it was yourself and Sarah that came and kind of explained it a bit better to us. And then we were like, well, does it have to be for people in their 50s? Because that's not what we've done. We've used like Amanda's in her 20s right up to people in their 60s. You know, and I think in the very beginning, when they were meeting with the staff that were over 50, they were being very negative to the younger staff. You know, it was like the younger staff, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. But it was like, well, that's not very fair because the older staff didn't like change.
Okay.
Like, it's working. I don't think it needs to be aimed at people who work over 50 in care homes.
Okay. And have you noticed any particular change after the co-design process across these different generations?
Yeah. Just appreciating people, you know, appreciating, you're not just a domestic, like I say, I keep saying it, and I say it to the staff, you're not just a domestic, you're not just a cook. You know, we've all got a part to play to make sure that these residents are well cared for. Yours might be their food, yours might be their bedding, you know, but if you take away one piece of that, you're not going to be given a high standard of care.
And you think that the co-design process has helped to emphasize that even though we have different roles, we are all important in the process?
I have a part to play, yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, in the beginning, I thought it was just carers or nurses. And we've kind of, I don't know if that's how you wanted it to go, but we ended up with cleaners, you know, seniors, the manager, you know, and carers. I didn't think that's how it was meant to go in the beginning. But we ended up, we got everybody's input.
Okay.
And I definitely think it has showed an appreciation for people and what they do.
I would like to say a big thank you, Mandy, not only for this interview today, but for all the work that we have done in Chambers Court, which I really enjoy to get to know the team and to work with the team. And I am expecting that this moving to the next stage that we can still work together because we still have some more things to do.
Yeah, I think the staff definitely have enjoyed it. We have